Welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast, Direwolf 20 pack 1.6.4 on the Mystic Horizon server. Once again, we're taking a look at our Applied Energistics room. Not much to look at right now. ME drives will be coming soon, as well as some crafting stuff. So, let's take a look here. Once again, very straightforward. We've got the controller, which is listing all of the things, and providing power for the network. We have a storage chest, which has some zombie flesh in it, and some charcoal, and, various other stuff. We've got a crafting terminal, which, once again, gives us access to all the items in the network, and lets us craft things from those items. And we have a crafting monitor, which currently doesn't really have a use in the setup that I have, but we're about to make that change. So, what do we need to do? Well, I need to come back up here, and we'll take a look at some of our, once again, I filled out some of these crafting stations. So let's take a look. First of all, let's make that ME drive that I forgot to build last time. ME drive, very straightforward. Let's go put it into place right now, just so that I can show you what it does. If I open the door here, I'm still in bat form, so whatever. So, if I put it here, put it in place, see, it just looks like a drive cage with a bunch of slots for hard drives. If I right-click on this, this looks like an inventory, but what it really is it's storage for storage cells. It'll only accept, the ME storage containers. So if I put one in here, what that means is if I take this one out, if I store items in here, they will be stored in that drive. Very straightforward. Basically, the difference between this block, the chest, and this block, the drive. The chest only allows you to put one storage unit in place, but it allows direct access of that storage. The ME drive allows you to put multiple storage units in it, but it doesn't allow direct access to those. So you need the infrastructure of the access or crafting terminal. So very cool, but that's not really what we're about today. So let's go back up here and take a look at what we've got. So what do I have here? A partition editor. That'll become useful later. What that allows you to do is that allows you to set the format of one of those drives. So, for example, if I want one of those drives to have only cobblestone in it, I can set that, and I'll demonstrate that in a bit. I've also got a pattern encoder, which will come in use once we start creating crafting patterns for our ME system. Now, for the crafting patterns to be used, you actually have to have I believe it's called a molecular assembler chamber. So, ME assembler containment wall. It's a multi-block structure, and it's somewhat complicated, but it's actually pretty easy once you understand the concepts. So basically, you want a wireframe around your multi-block structure of containment walls. So basically, all the corners have to be containment walls. So for the size I need 32 of them. So that's iron, gold, and Certus quartz. So I'm going to create those. We also need iron bars for the heat vents, which are basically the sides of the chamber. Anywhere that's not a corner where the containment walls go, you need a heat vent. So I'll show that in a second here. Pretty straightforward again. Iron bars, and ME cable. So we're going to create 22 of those. And what else do we need? Well, we need pattern providers. Now, these are basically chests for patterns. Now, they get stored within the interior of the machine. And once the multi-block is created, they're accessible from the outside. So, very expensive here. Conversion matrices, advanced processor, crafting table, storage cell, and iron. So, for the block I'm selecting, we're going to use 2 of those. which should give us adequate space for early on. And to fill out the rest of the machine on the interior, I'm going to use crafting CPUs. That just basically lets the machine run faster. There is an upper limit. Eventually you get to the point where you're doing stuff as fast as the server ticks. So these are diminishing returns, but early on, good to have. Again, expensive. Advanced processor, Certus quartz, glowstone, and iron. So I'm going to create 4 of those. And what else? Let's make some patterns here. Now, if I remember correctly, where are the patterns? I don't remember correctly, which is why I'm looking them up. Pattern, blank pattern. There we go. So these are pretty straightforward. You need Certus quartz. I've dropped off my glowstone somewhere, so I'll have to go get that. Did I put it over here? Nope, I must have used it up. Let's get some more glowstone. I've done some farming in the nether, so I have decent amounts, but you know, still not too much. Now let's find. That's the problem with this. I lose track of what. There we go. which chest I'm using here, or crafting table, whatever. So we're gonna create. Let's just create 4 of those for now. That's fine. So we've got all these blocks, all very nice and all, I'm sure, very complicated. But what do we do with them? Well, let me try to explain. Oh, let me fall through the floor. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to switch back into non-nausea mode now that we don't have to fly around. Still need a jetpack. So, in here, we've got all this stuff, but we want to connect it up. So, first of all, I'm going to do some construction here. Oh, got way too much stuff going on here. I'm going to run a cable under the floor here. You know, I chose the marble brick because it kind of looks like that that removable paneling that you see in server rooms all the time. You know, it doesn't quite match up, but it kind of feels like, you know, you take the suction cuppy thing and slap it down on the floor and pull up the panel and do your work and then put it back down. At least I thought it did, but, you know, your mileage may vary. Same with the ceiling, is that it looks like that kind of hanging ceiling design. So, okay, so I'm probably going to come up 1 or 2 short here, so I'll probably have to go make some more cable. But why do I have the torch back here? Why don't I have the lights? Well, this is where we're going to make the multi-block. So, as I said, assembler containment wall. So we're going to make a frame. And we're going to go out to... See, look at that. I am one short. That'll be... No, I'm 2 short, actually. Okay, that's better. If I was 1 short, I'd be really annoyed. If I'm 2 short, that just means I'm not planning things very well. And then that's just typical me. Me. Still have a bit of a cold. So, me. It's typical me. Like I said, wireframe for, and lag apparently, wireframe for the assembler containment wall. This is the multi-block structure we're going to create. You can make it in basically any shape that encloses in like this, just as long as it's solid when you're done. So I'm going to put the heat vents on the top and the sides and the back, the side, the bottom. Now, left with 3 that'll close in the front, but what do we want to do first? We want to put in the pattern providers. You can put these in basically any order. See, if you right-click them, it shows the patterns that are stored, but we're going to access that from the outside when we're done. And the crafting CPU. So, crafting CPUs in there. So now you can see everything is filled in. So when we put this together, snap, look at that. Now we have a ME, Molecular Assembler Chamber. Now you see we have 2 pages available for recipes, and that's because we put two of the pattern providers in there. If you break the multi-struct... That was a reminder to do something. Probably record. If you break the multi-block structure, the patterns will stay in those blocks, but if you break those blocks, the patterns will pop out. So, you know, I usually get asked that question. So we've got the two pages of stuff. Now, what do we do with all this? Well, first of all, I'm going to switch into bat form. Why? Because I want that. No, I don't, because I still need that. Never mind. We're going to go make some Fluix stuff. So I need to... I've temporarily disabled the output on my pulverizer so that I can catch the nether quartz as I grind it. So we're going to really quickly... Oh, I already have some Fluix dust. Oh, jeez. Yep, I'm on it today. There you go. Quick and easy, and we have some more ME cable. One moment. And a short coughing fit later, and I'm back. So I've got the ME cable ready to go here. So I'm going to attach it up. And now this is part of the network. So if we go take a look over here, you see that our energy usage has jumped up. And let's see here. Is this thing keeping up? I'm not sure if you can power it off a steam dynamo. Oh no. No, it can't keep up. So we're gonna have to add another one pretty quick. But in the meantime, let's get some things done really quickly here. Pattern encoder. Now I've got an idea for this. This was the chest that we had all the ME stuff filter into when I was doing my excavating underneath. I'm gonna take that out here because I don't actually need that right now. And wow, I've got a lot of crap in here. Let's see here. Let's take a chest. Actually, wait a minute. I've got a handy dandy storage system right here. So let's dump some of this stuff in. There we go. All right. So what do I want to do here? Well, I'm taking the old system out. I don't need that there. But what I do want to do, you see, I've run a new pipe here. And that pipe we want to let out right here. So where are my extra utilities pipes? So I'm going to put it here. It doesn't attach. One moment. Okay, and I'm back. I just wanted to quickly test that this is just a visual thing. This transfer pipe does attach, but you just don't see it attach. It does work, though. I tested it with a pattern. So let's blank that pattern and let's retry this thing. Okay, so down at this end, I've got kind of an ingenious solution for our pattern provider. Or yeah, is it pattern? Pattern encoder. So I'm going to put the pattern encoder in the corner here. And what this does is this lets us create patterns. So for example, if I want to tell the ME system how to create a furnace, I put all the cobblestone in here and furnace, you know. So one thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to put transfer node on the bottom of this. Now what that's going to do is that that's going to suck items out of here when we're done. But there are other uses for patterns, for example, in automating machines. And you don't necessarily want them automatically sent to our assembly chamber. Well, how do we fix that? Actually, really simply. Do I have the material? Where did I put it? There we go. Pressure plate. I'm just going to take a pressure plate and put it here. And this will do it. So what we do, if I switch back into me here. All right. Stand on this. Ooh, okay. Okay, so it does encode when you stand on it. That might not be the best way of doing it. But whatever, this will work. Let me originally demonstrate what I was going to do here. So I craft, blah, 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 blah. And when I hit encode, the pattern stays here, right? So I can take it out. I can put it on a machine or whatever. But say I don't want to. Say I want this pattern in our system. So I'm just going to step away. and it'll get sucked out and pulsing down over to here. And if we watch here in one moment, look at that. Our encoded pattern shows up over here. Pretty cool, huh? All right, so I'm going to block that off. I'm going to clean up some of the floor here. Yeah, leave that exposed there. Close that up. I'm going to think we're probably running out of power by now. Yeah, we're getting pretty low, but whatever. We'll struggle on here. And what else do we need? Well, let's put the partition editor down. We put it here. What this does, let me quickly just take everything out of... Oh, I'm just going to take everything out of the system here. No, I'm not. Why aren't I? No, there's still stuff in there. What stuff is still in there? Probably the charcoal. Put that back in there. Oh, now I've crashed. Am I lagged? What am I doing? Oh, there we go. Is this thing empty yet? No, it's not. All right, whatever. I don't care. So what does a partition editor do? So if I throw that in there, one moment here. I got to empty out my inventory. Actually, I can do it right here. Funny that. Oh, come on. I'm going to go back in there. And if I remember, what was the stuff that I just put in there? Nether quartz? Yeah, probably. All right. So, is this thing finally... There we go. Finally empty. Okay. So say we want this drive to just be for Applied Energistics stuff. So we want just our nether quartz and our... Or sorry, not our nether quartz, our Certus quartz. We want our Certus quartz and Certus quartz dust stored in there. I'm going to put it here. And not that one, but this one. Put it here. And we'll call it Certus quartz. Quartz with multiple Z's. So now, if you see partitioned, allowed, precise, what that means is that this storage will now only accept Certus quartz. So if I put this thing back in here and we start dropping stuff in here, the only things that will get stored in here are Certus quartz. And the reason that you do this is because as you start to put multiple types of items into a storage device, you lose storage capacity. What I mean by that is that if you have one type of item in a storage cell, you can store much more than if you have, say, 63 types. I don't really know the ratio, but you can get a lot more mileage out of your 1K drives by putting only one or two items in them than putting 63. So that's, I mean, a lot of people don't do this. They just, throw more drives at the problem, and, as they run out of types, they add more drives. But this way, you don't have to quite spend so much on storage if we're going to 4K or 16K or 64K drives. And you get a little bit more, just a little bit more pride in your work, being able to kind of partition things as you will. You have to kind of manage it a little bit because, as you can see, this is now yellow and it goes red when it fills up. But, if you look in here, no Certus quartz to be had. It's all being stored here. So I think that's a cool way of doing it. A lot of people don't do it that way, but whatever. This is the way I do it. So, and you use a partition editor to do that. So what have we done here? Well, we've got this. This molecular assembler chamber is pretty cool. I really like it because you can just, then craft things. So one of the first patterns I put in here, let's clear that out. One of the first patterns, I don't have the materials for it because they're over here. Let's take that, and can't remember the pattern for it. If we go blank pattern, let's see, we want that. Oh, I need Certus quartz. Funny that. Funny that you need Certus quartz for a Certus, for a recipe like this. Like that, and like that. Now, where did that go? I might have a bug here. Did that create? I think this thing might not work. No. Let's see. Did it show up down here? No. Maybe it was just a graphical glitch. Why does it show a weighted pressure plate? That's not right. What's going on here? What's down here? That's not right at all. Okay, I'm going to have to revisit that because that doesn't that doesn't remotely work. Well, cripes. Oh, and I keep creating more. So what I need to do is I need to figure out a way to do this, but not have it send the signals to the pattern encoder. Might have to do that with a... I don't know. Anyway, going back, now that I've made things overly complicated. Oh, I was using redstone instead of derp-a-derp-a-derp. A-derp-a-derp-a-derp-a-derp-a-derp-a-derp. Okay, blank pattern. We're going to make a pattern for the blank pattern. So, now that blank pattern will get fed into here. And if we look in here, after we let the lag catch up, oh, WA, there we go. See, encoded pattern, let's take that out of here. Wow, okay, I am really screwing this up. What happened? Did it? Oh, it just took a while. Oh, geez. Wow. Okay. I'm being stupid. Anyway, so we're just going to put this stuff back into the system. So now when I want a blank pattern, I can just hit begin and wait. Really? Did it not? Oh, so okay. So here. I'm confusing myself here. This is ridiculous. Wow. Okay, I'm being real dumb. So, the whole reason that you have a crafting monitor is it shows you what materials are missing. So when you go to craft something, look at that. I'm missing iron. So if I add iron to the system, give it like half a second. Oh, look, now I've got a blank pattern, whereas before I didn't. So that's what you do. So now that I've confused both myself and you, let's go over what we've done today. So we have the pattern encoder, which my setup here is currently a little broken. I have to figure out how to fix that. I might just take this down one level or take this up one level and use a hopper or something. I don't know. Something, I'll figure that out. I may even just put a switch down here or something. Anyway, pattern encoder, used to make patterns for the molecular assembler chamber, which we now have. And it is awesome and amazing, and I recommend you create one as soon as possible. Probably going to take the furnace pattern out of there because I really don't need it. At least I don't think I do. We'll figure that out. What else did we do? Well, we created the ME drive, and we formatted a drive so that it only holds Certus quartz. This will give us greater storage of Certus quartz. We've run the cables. We did a little bit of fanciness with extra utilities, even though it doesn't work. I'm sure I'll figure this out as soon as we stop recording, but whatever. Partition editor, which is used to do the formatting, which we did, and took a look here at the energy use, which is, as we can see, not really keeping up entirely. So we'll probably have to add another engine pretty soon. So, you know, all in all, pretty good day. I've used up all the materials that we were using, so I think we're going to wrap it up at that point. This will gradually get filled in with more ME drive racks as we start to use this system more throughout our base. The other thing that you really want to do with this is that you want to take some access terminals, and if you're using it for storage, you really want to pepper them around your base. So I'll probably add one here. I'll add one up at the top. I'll add one in each of the different rooms, like Thaumcraft room, all the different places where we would want to use storage. This kind of still looks a little derpy, like it's sitting on top of the rest of everything, but we'll, as we start to add more materials, we'll fill it in, and I'll get rid of this cable, I swear, at some point, because it is freaking annoying me. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. So, I think I got it working. Wow. Okay, so, see, there's a blank pattern in here. I'll put 2 in there for good measure. I step on the plate. Nothing happens. I craft. Nothing happens. I back off. It gets sucked out. And if we go take a look down here, in a few seconds, we'll see. There it is. So, how did I fix this? Well, it's not pretty, but it works. As you can see, there's not really, what's different here? What's different? Well, nothing there, but there's a switch on the pattern encoder. I'll cover this up with a multi-block as soon as they are working. But what this does is this drives the pattern encoder on a high redstone signal all the time. And it appears that the reason that it autocrafts is the change in, it's either block update or it's a change in redstone signal. So if I'm driving it high all the time, this will never auto trigger. And see, do that, see, nothing. Okay. But that switch, while it activates the redstone here, it does not carry a redstone signal down to the transfer node. So, thankfully, and I'm actually going to put the speed upgrade back in here because, it could stand to be a bit faster. So, if I stand on here, once again, we're not going to auto craft a blank pattern for a furnace. But if I encode it, leave it there, and back away, it gets sucked out, and the transfer node goes all the way down to the end and deposits it there. And then we've got our auto crafting furnace. So, pretty easy fix, actually. If this were any kind of normal building build, that switch would be very easy to hide in the wall. Since we have an exposed wall here, I'll put a multi-block, because I believe levers are multi-block. And then we're basically good to go. This thing works great and makes it very easy to craft stuff without too much hassle. So, now we'll wrap up. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.